Hey everybody, welcome back to Mimas. We're back on the moon of Saturn. That's Saturn over there. It's looking a little small. Someone pointed out in the comments that it seems to have shrunk in size, and I can't argue with you. It was definitely larger, right? In the first few episodes, it's like, are we moving away? Is the orbit changing? Because it's like completely static in the sky. I'm pretty sure that used to sit next to the rings, and now there's quite a gap. Well, let's not take that as a bad omen. Perhaps Master is fleeing from us. But I have done a little bit of testing over here about how these plants work. Let's talk about that real quick. I'm gonna need this. Everything is in the way. Oh my god. All right. So looking at this potato, he's currently growing at 17% efficiency. Not great, right? His light efficiency is pretty high. The light efficiency is 46%. The intensity is 0, meaning that right now he's basically in complete darkness. Same for this guy. If I turn on this light, if I turn on this light, oh, I need to go and, okay, there we go, the light's on now. So we can show you that this plant currently has, obviously, 0% light intensity. That's basically how much sunlight is hitting it, whereas this lad over here has 80%. This does not reach there, and it's not a shadow thing. I removed this. It's just, I think the light only travels 1 grid square. So we're going to need to put down 2 rows of grow lights if we're going to use this bottom rung, which is completely fine. That's something we can do. So I prepared some walls. Let's go ahead and put together just a very basic little platform here. And this is going to be where we mount our secondary grow lights. And we can put all this down. Where does this line up to? Here. And there. Okay, very nice. And then give me some stairs. There we go. Alright, and we can access... Oh, we could access the top floor here. Then I think it's just some plastic sheets to put it together. Yes, it is indeed. Okay, very nice. And we'll mirror this on the other side in a second. But for now, let's just get some plants working. Because we need to get things growing ASAP before those plants die. Alright, so then we're going to want to fit our grow lights on this side. I guess we'll face them in the same direction, right? Face them like that. And where's the other one spaced? He is just next to this pillar. So let's line that up. Right over there. I don't know what the ideal placement for these is. I imagine it's a couple tiles either side. But someone in the comments can let me know how I've done this wrong, if they'd be so kind. Then we need to link cables up. And I think the way to do this is going to be to go up in a straight line. So that we can have 1 row of hydroponics here, 1 row of hydroponics here. And then we'll have to just have the lights go down the middle. It won't be as good, but it is going to be the way we have to do it, I suppose. Alright, so now I can turn you on. Hey, alright, so this guy should then have enough light to not die. That's mostly what I'm worried about, is if these plants die, I don't have more seeds. Okay, so yeah, you got 80% light intensity. That is perfect. Now, the way we're going to want to do this, right? Okay, the pressure in here is too low. We need a little bit more CO2. I planted mushrooms in that, in the shroom room, so that they will start producing CO2, which will get filtered out and put back in here. But that's going to take a while. Another thing we could do is there's a bunch of CO2 and other gases in the furnace, which has cooled down a lot. We could put those in here. That might do it. We've also got to get a hell of a lot more automation on these lights, because the lights can't be allowed to run 24/7. They'll kill the plants. Plants need to have resting periods. So what we're going to do is just set up a daylight sensor out there with some logic. It's going to check, is it daytime? If it is daytime, turn the lights on. If it's not daytime, turn the lights off. That's the simple way forward. All right, cool. But this is at least minimally working right now. So let's go and set up our daylight sensor. And actually, you know what? We should go recapture the gases. Let's do the sensor, then we'll recapture the gases from the furnace, because they're currently at 60 degrees C. And I'd like them to be closer to 30. Okay, we're currently at 59 C in here, and there's a lot of carbon dioxide. About 5 megapascals. It's more important to look at the moles, I guess. 1.74 kilomoles of carbon dioxide. That's a lot of CO2. All right, but let's set up our solar logic here, or rather our grow light logic, and we can just wire them all into the same network to speed this up. They've got their own APC just to make this a bit smoother. We need to start off with our daylight sensor, of course. I'm going to put this up top here. Just so that it... I think as long as the sun is up, it will read positive. I don't think it has to be on the square it's looking at. But just to be sure, I'm going to put it up here. Right over there. Okay, then we want to wire that in, of course, with the rest of the network. And there's going to be a lot of logic today, I think. Okay, there we go. So now we've got a distance, we've got a daylight sensor. You can see all its values there. The one we're really looking at there is whether or not there is grid sunlight. False or true. Right now it's false, which will be a 0. So we need to do some maths on it. We need to have a look at what that reading is, right? So in order to do that, we need to take a logic reader. This will pull the value from that sensor and put it into binary that the rest of the systems can understand. Then we need to write in a batch. We need to write to all the grow lights on the network, whether or not they are allowed to be on or off. And then finally, we want to put down a comparator. We might actually be able to get away without doing this. Let's have a look. So let's wire this all up and see if we can do this. When you're doing logic in Stationeers, it's really important to make sure that you have linked up all of the connections. All the little ports on the sides need to be attached, otherwise things just kind of don't work. There's no particular order you have to attach them in, they just all have to touch each other and have power in some way. Okay, great, there we go. Now we use a screwdriver to set this up, so our logic reader here is going to read from that daylight sensor. Perfect. You just left click till it moves. And the value we want to read is whether or not... I think we want to look at activate. I want to say activate. Yeah, whether or not it's on. So if we turn that on, this should read 0. Yes, it does. Because that reads 0. When the sun comes up, that should read 1. Then, since that'll read 1 when the sun's up, we just need to set it to go. So we're going to grab the value from the logic reader. We're going to write to all of the grow lights. There we go. And the variable will just be on. So right now it should turn them off. We should see. Or it'll do nothing and prove me an idiot. Ah, it's turning them on because there is light. There we go. Okay, cool. So grid sunlight is true right now. So that is going to turn them on. And that is working. So if the sun's up, which means that this should be sending a value of 1. Yes, it is. A value of 1 in this game just means on. So then we send that value of 1 to the grow lights and they're on. So we'll have to check tonight. If they don't turn off, then I've done something wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's all we need to do to automate a solar setup. Now, let's go plant some more plants and then go and get some more ice. We need a lot more oxide to turn into CO2. And I'm going to start printing a whole bunch, and I really do mean a whole bunch, of medium radiators. We need some invar for that. And the reason I'm doing this, I think let's get 10 to start with. The reason I'm doing this is we're going to need these to set up our gas fuel generator. It's just like a minimum requirement. But there's quite a bit of setup we've got to do to make that thing work first. We're probably going to die again before the first crops come through. They do take a minute to grow, which is, honestly, that's all on me. Okay, there we go. I plumbed in some more grow lights up here so we can take advantage, because I'm interested to see what the range of this is. I'm going to assume it's going to be like 2 trays away from the center point, but we'll find out in a second. Let's move you out of the way, because you're kind of annoying. And then let's plant one of everything here. Give me some wheat, give me some corn. Give me a corn, give me a wheat. I'm going to just do a little plant analysis on each of these to see how they're doing. Alright, so you are getting 98% light intensity. That's the dream. Alright, so it's 80% plus 18%. It's basically a full day sunlight. They're going to grow just fine. You are also very happy. How about all the way out on the edge here? You are getting 80% and 80%, so they're not getting light from the sun? I guess they're shaded over here. Let me just turn off my my suit light. That might give us a better idea of the shadows. Yeah, it's because they're shaded right now by the frames. Alright, so I think the average light we can expect to grow is going to be 80%. But they are getting light from that panel over there. So let's try some rice and some ferns. Ferns are really good at turning CO2 into oxygen. Let's put some rice down over here for a second. You're getting 80%, you're getting 80%? Alright, cool. So even that far out, he's getting 80%. So that is 1 tile out from the edge. Let's try one more. Who's left? We got pumpkins and we got tomato. Let's plant these and see what we get here. Tomato, pumpkin. You are getting 0, you are getting 80. Okay, so that is too far. So it can handle... It could handle one more behind it, I think. We could put one there, but it can't handle that one. So it's a radius of 4, 5. So a radius of 6 total. So 1, 2 in the middle, 1, 2 on the side, 1, 2 on the edges. Okay. Okay, cool. This is essential intel. It's good to learn this early. So unfortunately, Mr. Pumpkin, I don't think you're going to make it. I will leave you in there on the off chance that you survive, but we now know we need to move this over to here. Could you get out of here? Oh, man. So we can put that there, because we don't have to worry about running the wire through it, and then we can grow something in that spot. Let's just test this. I think we'll sacrifice another pumpkin to the cause. They're notoriously hard to grow anyway. Give me this. You're getting 98% light. Okay, cool. So that works. So it's just this last little slot here that's going to be the problem. I think just to make sure I don't accidentally plant something there again, let's get our pumpkin back. I think we can eat this one, right? It'll decay in 1 second. Plant it. Plant it. Oh. Okay. Okay. I was about to go. Okay, cool. So the sun should set shortly. And then these lights should turn off, right? I'm hoping. I'm hoping. Otherwise, these plants are not going to be very happy. They're going to get too much light. The pressure is also too low in here. We can help a little bit with that. Alright, the sun is gone and this is still on, so I've clearly done something wrong with the logic. I think that we need to set not the on status, maybe? Oh, no, there we go. There we go. I was just too slow. I was too hasty. Okay, I guess maybe it still says it's on when it's slightly over the horizon. But yay, we have a day-night cycle. Awesome. Okay. Very, very cool. Now we can go start working on getting everything ready for our gas fuel generator. Although, you know what, that being said, we actually still have quite a bit of maintenance to do around the base, which we should get on. So let me go do that. We got to like drain pipes and move things around and prettify stuff. So the pressure in here is dropping. Let's have a look at our atmospherics. We have some oxygen in this room and a little bit of CO2. Yeah, tiny little bit of CO2. So the issue, the reason it's not being siphoned out is because this is looking for 78 kPa and it's 39 kPa in here. So only once we fully pressurize this space will that start functioning. So we need to get a whole bunch more oxygen and a whole bunch more everything else as well. Alright, we got 10 radiators as planned. That's going to be the start of our new empire. Okay, so give me some pipes. Let's take all these pipes. We're going to use these to drain out these tanks. There is still quite a lot of nitrogen in this space here that I'd like to reclaim. There's no nitrous left, so all this can be picked up. There is quite a bit of volatiles, though, which I'd like to siphon off. And then, of course, we got all this fuel. Actually, we should just put together a proper fuel tank, like, I don't know. Where's our gas mix? Our gas mixing is going to take place over here. So we should probably make like a little space back here for fuel. And then we can siphon it all out of that line and then run it back. Okay, but that can happen later. That's not critical for right now. What we do need to do right now is drain out all of the nitrogen from this pipe and then run a nitrogen pipe to our furnace. Nitrogen is also what we're going to use to cool our furnace in the future. And we don't even have to play around with volume pumps or anything like that. We can literally just turn the filters on and they will siphon this off. Alright, cool. So that should all then be a bunch of nitrogen in here. It is indeed. And let's go ahead and link up the... what's this stuff called? Volatiles as well, because they won't interact. Let's pipe this in over here. And we're gonna... then we could drain this all out and pick it all up. Alright, so that's going to be a mixture of nitrogen and volatiles in this pipe. Yes, sirree. Now all we need to do is flick the switch, and we should see it turn on. Also, I forgot to turn my light back on. Whoops. There we go. There's a tiny bit of detritus around here because of this thing still running. We should really pressurize these tanks, because that's about to run out. Now, the easiest way to do this... I know, so the reason it's not turning this on, even though it's plugged into power, is that it's effectively browning out. Because these batteries have 17 megawatts of draw combined, meaning that anything else connected to that network is going to get shut down because they're a higher priority. That's just how the game does it. The easiest way to fix this is to just cut this line. So now the only thing on this network, technically to power, is this thing. So we will very rapidly pressurize this tank up to the 9 kPa we want. and then we can swap it through. Okay, so I'll let that work, because the other canister is about to run out, right? Yeah, it's at 105 kPa. Let's just do a quick swap. Alright, but then since this is empty, I now have the non-enviable task of picking all of it up. Don't mind me. Wait, is this been emptied out too? It should, right? Yeah. Alright, now I've got to run these lines again. And let's just have a look. What temperature are we at here? 50C. You know what? I'm willing. I think we can cool down 50C with ice, no problem whatsoever. And honestly, just like some using the water. So let's just let's siphon this thing out now. There we go. And it's being completely siphoned out. So it's very warm, but that's okay. The other gases that it's going to mix with, specifically the CO2, are not that warm. Alright, we will set up our pollutant tank, because we won't need a lot of it. We'll set him up right over here, because that's where I'm going to be using him. It is going to be spray painted pink for pollutant. Purple could work too, I suppose, but I think I'm partial to... Let's go with pink, nice and vibrant. Okay, and then we just need to run this line down there again. Okay, there we go. So, we should see it vacuum out all the junk in this line now. And yes, indeed, it is doing so. Okay, cool. We've got a little bit of a zero pressure error, which is something that does happen in this game. And it's kind of like when the number is too small for it to properly calculate. And so you end up with this, like, tiny amount that sort of respawns and then eventually gets nuked. There we go, we got it. Okay, cool. Then I just need to go ahead and... Oh, this should probably have charged up fully. Yep. Let's do that one next. It's almost there. Oh, we're starting to die. Yep, and I don't think our food's going to be ready just yet. It's okay. That's just the will of the master. Alright, but you should be pretty close to pressurized. I think we're happy with that. Let's get this charging the batteries again. Okay, today's the maintenance episode, so that we're all ready for tomorrow. Let's go ahead and pick up the rest of these pipes. And we got a pipe meter we can get back for this as well. I'll put that right over there, and of course, give it the traditional spray paint. Excellent. So now we have 100 kilopascals of pollutant. That's not a lot, but yeah, maybe we will be using nitrogen as coolant anyway. It's good to just keep this captured, but this might be our guy. In fact, I think this is definitely going to be our guy. Okay, already reclaimed 80 pipes from this entire process, which is really good, but we've got a long way to go. I don't know what I'm doing with the fuel just yet. I don't know if I'm going to be scrapping that or not. I'm a little paralyzed for choice on that one, so I guess we'll come back to it. For now, I'm not sure what I want to do. I do know I want to disassemble these tanks, though, and recycle them. We're going to reuse this gas mixer real soon, because that's just going to be used to make our next set of fuel. This guy right over here. In fact, we can actually go and set up that now. Do we need pressure regulators? No, I don't think we do. So we'll take we don't need the passive vents either, to be completely honest, and I'm never going to find those if I don't respray them, so there we go. Alright, reclaimed 33 wires from that too, very nice. And now we just got these pipes left over, which I'll move the fuel line back to here. We don't even really need this gas fuel line anymore, because that's all going to get picked up, because I'm going to move that generator. Yeah, we can probably run it back to this point, and then we'll just have pressure in this line, which we can connect to later. I think that is the solution here. So that volume pump can just chill, and these pipes can get picked up. Okay, another 40 pipes over there. Pretty good for reclamation, I must say. We got some pipe meters. We can put this back in before we forget. There we go. And yeah, that's looking a whole lot better. So now the furnace has a whole bunch of fuel just sort of contained inside this pipe. We have no way of resupplying it, but that's okay. What we don't have right now in the furnace is coolant, so we need to run a coolant pipe back that way. But first, I want to make the coolant truly disgustingly cold. And in order to do that, we're going to need a whole bunch more frames. And probably another life. Alright, but let's empty out this recycler. Give me my 5 grams of iron. And I think let's get this centrifuge going, because this pipe is pretty full. It's going to take a little while, but we'll get back a whole bunch of resources from that once it's done. And you know what? We might as well go ahead and get our new oxygen tank. Ah, yes, which hasn't been done. Ah, well, that's what we can do while we wait for those steel frames to print. Let's go get some more gas. We're all gassed out. You can see why I put down 2 of these. It's very slow. Oh, we're dying fast. Okay, quickly, get inside, get inside. Run! We should probably just do this for the moment before, just in case this blows up. I can get siphoned out. Get it put back. Go, 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 go. Get inside, get inside, get inside. We gotta respawn inside. And then, Master, we run out again. We run out to greet him. And so begins the ceremonial disrobement. Helmet, glasses, suit, backpack, uniform, belt. Now I am pure.
Damn, boy, he's thick! Boy, that's a thick-ass boy!
Freedom!
Cognition low.
I have no head. We found my head. Okay, good. Alright, that should hopefully be the last time we have to do that. As funny as it is. So this emergency suit is, yeah, it just degrades into nothing. You can't, I've tried recycling it, you don't get anything back from the resources. They thought of everything. Where's my helmet gone? There. Okay. Where is it all? It's over there. Okay, we are now growing moderately well. Honestly, I will take that. We are over 48 kPa at least in here. So that extra CO2 injection definitely helped. And we might even be able to eat this potato before we die this time. Very nice. Just have a look. Is anyone getting like light poisoning? No. Illumination stress only 3%. That's completely fine. Look, some plants do like more shade than others, like potatoes or whatever. I'm not going to try and balance all that. They'll just grow at the rate they grow. Things like tomatoes, wheat, and rice, I think, like a lot of sun. And so they'll do okay. I think I'm right about that. I'm probably not. Oh, look at all this space. Very nice. And then this has been completely vacuumed out, so we can pick it up. Alright, and I'm not going to recycle that furnace just yet. I think we might still have use for it later, so let's just keep it on hand. We can use all these chutes, though. This is a very nice little cash injection. And pick you up as well. Okay, but now we need to start talking about our radiators. These guys right over here. So they take steel sheets to build once you've placed them, and they cool stuff down really, really well. You put you put gas in the back, and you take gas out the front, and it comes out a hell of a lot colder than it went in. Trust me. So that is going to be the real goal for the last little bit of this episode, is to get a very, very robust large radiator setup. Now to cool a gas fuel generator at full tilt, we're going to need like 38 of these, I think. But we'll start with 10 and see how we go. 38 radiators is a lot of radiators. It's pretty much going to take up this whole space behind the nitrogen here. Yeah, I think we'll start over here. And we are just going to move backwards. Alright, we've got these guys. Let's put them down. So, radiators work really simply. You want them to stay away from any atmosphere, so we want to make sure that that exhaust gas doesn't make its way over here. In fact, we can do a little test before we do anything else. So let's get that set up. The easiest way to do that is just going to be to turn on the output for the furnace very briefly. Push, that's my output, yeah. Let's just push gas out and see if it makes it to that area. Because if it does, it's a little bit here, but not enough to be a real problem. Okay, cool. It's also only 30C. We should harvest this gas. Hold on. It's 31C, huh? With 7 megapascals of pressure. What's in there? What's in there right now? A whole bunch of CO2 at a very usable temperature. Well, never mind. I'm immediately distracted. You know what I'm going to do. Thankfully, siphoning off it is this easy. There we go. We just drain that out. Now, I don't normally want to do that because it'll be too hot. But that will work. Oh, we gotta push it out, right? Let me just seal that vent. Let's just pop pop this vent off. Do it like this so we get the gray pipes back. And then we pump out all this gas. Because 30C, that's a very nice temperature. We can use that. Yeah, look at that. There we go. We are draining kilopascals, which means that we put some in. Hell yeah, dude. That worked. Alright, now for the nitrogen. First things first, we need some black pipes, and then we need to put down these radiators. Now, the spacing isn't too important. It's more just about getting them... as long as there's no atmosphere, it doesn't really matter how close they are. It's just that you can't run pipes between them. Just keep that in mind. Okay, we've actually got space for another, I want to say 8 more, which we should go make. Let's just do it right from the start. Alright, so the pressure in this pipe is going to plummet as we cool it down. Obviously, cold gas takes up less space, but we're already at negative 27C. This will go down to absolute 0, and that's exactly where I want it to go. Alright, then I think to finish off today's episode, we are going to just go do a whole bunch of ice mining. Look at that, negative 43 so far, and we've got a ton more of all my different gases. We've got 868 kilopascals of nitrous, 3.8 megapascals of volatiles, no CO2, 1.3 megapascals of oxygen, which our mushrooms will turn into CO2 over time. We need to set up heating and cooling for those pipes, but before we do that, we're going to need to set up more robust power, and that's going to require the gas fuel generator, which is what we're going to do next time. Maybe a little bit early, but that's probably okay. I will quickly grab something to drink here. Let's go see if our food is ready, and then I will probably set up gas mixing for the fuel line again off camera, just because we've done that before, and I work a lot faster when I'm not recording. I don't know why, it just happens that way. How are we doing in here? We're at 50 now, which is pretty good. Oh, how charged is this? 12%, I'll take it. Okay, our fern is actually thriving. We got 2 potatoes, so we could eat if we needed to. Our fern is also thriving, our rice is thriving, everybody's doing great. Potato seed, immediately replant. Harvest 2 potatoes, plant 1, plant the other. Okay, we shall be fruitful and multiply. That'll be our eating potato, and this will be our growing potato. And they are thriving. Dude, this is so good. Hey, there's our fern seed, excellent. I'm actually, am I going to replant these ferns? I don't know. I don't actually want them to turn the CO2 into oxygen. I actually really don't want them to turn the CO2 into oxygen. It'll be 10 hours until they decay. Okay. I'll let this make another seed, and then we'll decide. My thinking there is that, I don't know, we need... okay, look, let me increase the number of seeds I've got. We'll sow this for that reason. But I've got... Right now I've got infinite oxygen. I just got to heat it up. I don't have access to CO2. The mushrooms have to make the CO2. And we have a finite number of mushrooms. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But we'll definitely eat a potato. Okay, well in that case, let's finish this episode by eating a potato. So I'm going to go and sort out gas mixing for the fuel line. Run that over to the furnace, and then we'll come eat a potato. Alright, so where do I want this to be? I think I want to build it behind this area here. So we'll do the... It's getting a little crowded though, isn't it? We could actually just put the tank over here, to be completely honest with you. Just do a fuel tank right there. We're not doing much else with this space. Yeah, what if we put the fuel tank right there? It's insulated, so it won't be affected by the other stuff. We could just stick it under here. Might interfere with the stairs. No, I think right over there. I think we put it right over here. Facing like that. Yeah, that'll work. Alright, so then our gas mixer, obviously we want to mix our nitrous and our volatiles, same as before, and I think we go underground. Yeah, we'll pull up frames and go under. And we put you right over here. So you're going to be a 50-50 mix as before. We're just going to have to get rather creative now about how we make these pipes work. Okay, so put that down. I don't want to have to spray paint anything. Put that down. Pick this up. Okay, now they're red. Go this way. You go in. Boom. That's going to be the hydrogen line. Drop that. Give me this. Give me those. Give me that. Bada bing. There's our nitrous in. Okay, he's done it. Then drop that, give that, and now they're all orange again. Alright, we navigated that. And then we need to start running pipes like a mole man. So where are we going? We're going... I guess we'll go down the center track here, and then hang a right. Okay, dogs, there we go, very nice. In between episodes, I might move some of these pipes underground, but that's not a priority right now. We need to get this gas fuel generator going first and foremost, and put all these frames back together. Okay, another thing we're going to want to do is just run a piece right here, the only purpose of which is going to be to put a pipe meter on it. That goes nowhere. And then we're going to run, of course, a pipe meter line here. I know I could literally just look at that one right over there. Don't doubt my methods, okay? They've got me through hard times. Tradition above all. Honestly, that should just be a pipe analyzer, so we can go ahead and get the pressure, temperature details of these pipes, but that's fine too. Alright, cool. Currently no pressure in this line. Yes, because it's not linked up to the main line. Of course. So now you branch off from here. This is all going to be 0 for the moment. And we're going to hang you left here. And I need some more pipes. I want pipes, these pipes here. And you know what? Let's actually move this up a little. Okay, because that way we've got space to run the coolant pipe. Ooh, fun. Okay, let me go do that. I think we run the coolant line underneath the fuel line, so all the way down. Okay, there's our pipe. We just got to connect it up to over here. And I think I'll bring this one down right over there so we can see where the pipe runs from at least. That seems pretty handy. I'm still printing up more pipes even now because we are actually going to need more pipes, believe it or not. Because I need to run a coolant and a fuel line over to the greenhouse because that's where I want to build the gas fuel generator. Alright, but there we go. We've got our 2 lines running in parallel all the way down. That looks kind of cool, I think. It's crisscrossing, it's going wherever it's needed, and that's probably how we're going to continue to run pipes from now on. I might move all of these surface pipes down underground at some point, just because it'll look a little bit nicer, but I won't force you to watch that. Instead, we're going to focus next episode entirely on the creation, step-by-step tutorial style of a gas fuel generator, much like we did for the advanced furnace on the Europa series. We're going to be doing the gas fuel generator on the Mimas series. The few caveats though, I am going to go ahead and add another 4 radiators onto the end here with some more frames, just on the edge here, just so that we've got a little bit more cooling capacity, because believe me, this thing, our power production is directly limited by the amount of cooling we can apply to it. That's just how this thing works. So it'll run to basically, I think you can get 100 kilowatts out of it at maximum draw, like 98 or something. But you've got to be able to cool at an insane rate, you know. So we're going to need a lot more gas, we're going to need a lot more, and I mean like a lot more, all sorts of other things. Oh no, shit, our big batteries are actually out of power. Never thought I'd see the day. Okay, time for austerity measures. We're going to shut everything down, and, yep, hopefully we survive the night. This gets turned off. There we go. That's going to save some juice. And I'm going to have to go turn off all of the other systems as well. But let's go see if we can eat our potato. Let's go see if we can eat our potato. Honestly, this thing can stop printing pipes. We've got lots of pipes. We're going to need a lot more pipes. We're going to need a lot more of everything, to be completely honest. But this is a good start. Hey, and the plants have all come in. Oh, man, we actually might live. Rice is thriving towards seeding. Wheat is thriving towards seeding. It has not seeded yet. Hydroponics tray, thriving towards seeding. We have seeds for potatoes. Let's go. Faith, comma, like. Okay, we'll put one away, and we're going to eat that one. Anybody else seeding yet? No. Oh, I saw a seed. It's the fern seed. Alright, let's stack the fern seed, and then I think we pick the other fern up. I don't actually want them making oxygen. We have oxygen. Turn on the bench. Turn on the microwave. Make me a baked potato. Oh, yeah. Delicious. And we still got half a potato left. Look at that. Keep eating. Keep eating. Oh, perfect. Perfect. I honestly could not be happier.